So this week we're going to be teaching the kids some yoga. And if you haven't done much yoga before, don't sweat it. No one expects to be a grandmaster yoga instructor. The point of this is just to expose the kids to a new form of exercise and hopefully have some fun while doing it. So the first move I'm going to demonstrate is the vinyasa. And this is actually kind of a series of moves, and it looks like this. So you're going to have the kids start with their feet together, hands at their sides, just straight back. Then you're going to have them raise their arms up, reach towards the sky, and then they're with straight arms and straight back, they're just going to fall forward and bring their hands down to the floor. And then they're going to straighten their back, kind of look up, and just hold this position for a little bit at about a 90-degree angle with your legs and your back. Then they're going to collapse again, put their hands on the ground by their feet, then jump back into a push-up position. Then they're going to go down and do a push-up, come back up, then they're going to look towards the sky and kind of bend their back like this. Then they're going to hold that for a little bit, come back to the push-up position, do another push-up, and then they're going to push back down into what's called downward dog. You can have them spread their feet a little bit, and they're just going to kind of stretch their calves here. Tell them to keep their back straight, their arms straight, their legs straight, and kind of try to pretend like they're pushing their hip or their tailbone up towards the sky. And that will stretch their legs better. Then they're going to come back to their push-up position, jump their legs up to their hands, stand back up, then just kind of roll back up to where they started. So that whole series of events is called the vinyasa. After we do a couple vinyasas, we're going to go and do another series of Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and Triangle Pose. And those exercises look like this. You're going to have them standing with their feet together, take a step forward, and then kind of bend down into a lunge. And they're going to turn this back ankle, so their back ankle and their front ankle are actually perpendicular to each other. And they want to keep this back leg straight and come down into a nice lunge, keeping the knee behind the ankle. Then they're just going to raise their arms up and look straight ahead. And then this is Warrior 1. Then after they hold this for a while, we're going to move into Warrior 2. And to do this, all you do is bring your arms flat like this. I always think it looks like Brad Pitt in the movie Troy, but this is Warrior 2. And then after they hold this for a little bit, we're going to go into triangle. And all you're going to do for this is just bring your arms down and point up like a triangle. Then you can float back into Warrior 2, then back up into Warrior 1. Then you're going to put your hands down and step back. And now we're just going to do the second part of our vinyasa. So we'll do our push-up, then push up into upward dog, come back to our push-up position, do a push-up, then back into downward dog. Then we come back to our push-up position, jump our feet to our hands, stand up, roll back up to our starting position. So after we do the vinyasas and then the warrior series, we're going to move into a couple balance postures. And these are a little bit of a take a breather and relax a little bit. They're just standing, keeping your balance. So the first one is called dancer. And for this one, they're going to start like they normally do, feet together, standing straight up. And they're going to take their right hand and grab the inside of their right ankle, grab on the inside. Then kind of reach their left hand forward and just kind of bend over and look straight ahead and just try to keep their balance in this position. And this is called dancer. Then the second balance position is what's called tree. And for this, feet together, kind of come to like a prayer or namaste position. And they're just going to lift their foot up and balance it on their other leg. And to make it more difficult, you can raise it higher, put it up on your thigh. And to make it a little bit easier, keep it down on your calf. And they're just going to try to balance in this position. Our last little series is kind of a stretch slash cool down series, and it starts with downward dog. So for downward dog, we've done this one before as part of our vinyasa. Just gonna have your feet shoulder width apart, hands out here, then just push your tailbone and hip bones towards the sky, keeping your arms and legs and back and everything straight. So here's downward dog. Then we're gonna transition from that to step forward into a lunge. And then you're going to come up, and this is called runner's pose. If you notice, this is the exact same thing as warrior one, except now my heel is up instead of turned down like it is in warrior one. So you're just in a straight lunge, with your arms straight up in the air. Then this is runner's lunge. Then from that, we're going to move right into lizard, which you just bring your hands to the floor, keep your leg out here bent, and then this is just kind of a nice stretch as you try to bring your chest down to the floor. Then you can have them kick back, jump their feet to their hands,